Okay, y'all, so basically I'm doing this over. So this is an Ascension video. It just kind of cut off, and I don't want to really do a part 2, so I'm going to do it all over. Even though the cards that came out, I'm just going to go over them again, and then we'll pick up where it cut off at. Okay, so basically this is one video for you all, but I'm just letting you know why the cards are already laid out. Okay, so this video is about the ascension process and one part of stagnation. Okay, there are many different parts of why you're stagnated, but this may only resonate with a few of you. But the universe wanted me to put this out for you to understand why you're not moving forward, or why you may be stagnant, or why, because they're allowing it because of something that you've done. Okay, so so basically this part is for those of you that are stagnant because you thought you were moving forward and you don't really understand why you're not. It's because you started using your gifts too early. Okay, so using your gifts too early, like you may have been in and out. The first card that came out was the Knight of Wands here, and it was clarified by the hammer. Okay, and hammer says sabotage, rebuilding, interrogation, repetitive, persistent, working on it. So it was kind of like this in and out energy. Like the hammer, you were steady working on it while using training. See, a lot of you didn't look at your ascension process as training. Okay, because you don't work ascension all your life. It's a training process for you to get ready to work your gifts. Okay, so let's say like something ended up coming out as far as your gifts, of course. And then like you see a negative aspect or aspect that you won't be doing. Okay, not saying that a negative aspect is just, okay, when you start learning your red flags in your on your process, in your training, when you start learning your red flags, what is that? You start realizing that there's more going on than what meets the eye, right? So with that, you move into an energy of realizing what it's going to take. So like you see your red flags, this and that, of where you're going, what you're doing, and things stop for you. Things don't manifest anymore because let's say you're a healer, okay, and like I said, you use your gifts too early. Then you start healing people and you're not really realizing that there's a transfer in energy. Let's say you don't realize that part. You don't, and you pick up energy of somebody else, and you catch some things that you wouldn't have caught if you just would have did what you were supposed to do. Okay, so some of you are dealing with a transfer of energy that because you use your gifts too soon, and not knowing that if you start healing everybody that comes up, shaking the buck, the money, then it's not time for you to use your gift yet. Some of you have started using your gifts. Time you start figuring out, this is what you're going to be doing, and you end up what? You end up hurt because now you may have picked up an ailment that you would not have picked up. That's because you started using your gifts too soon and you didn't wait to the next lesson. They show you the gifts. It's a process to this. We all don't have the same gifts. Everybody don't heal the same way. And I feel like some of you are getting discouraged because during the process of training, you started working the gift, and that's not where it was at for you right then. That wasn't something that you were supposed to be doing, okay? The next one that came out is the Nine of Cups in reverse, okay? I feel like this is that energy of letting you know that you're not alone, but you feel alone, and you feel like the universe has left you, right? I feel like you've also decided to, maybe step out on your own, and you're still maybe relying on a 3D source, but at the same time, nothing's manifesting. I feel like some of these relationships aren't lasting. You feel like some of the things that you may have worked on may be backfired, but you're not realizing that this is training. This is not, you're not all the way there yet. So some of you really haven't graduated, and you thought you should, you think you have, but you haven't. Because in training, like in any job, you do not, if you don't come out of training, you don't graduate. So just because you're in that position training, you're not getting fully compensated because you never came out, you never completed. You have self-indulgence here, which is focused on self-worth, time to heal, shadow work, self-appreciation. This came out clarifying the Nine of Cups in reverse, along with heart healing. Healing from heartbreak, freedom from toxic relationship or addiction. Okay, so both of these came out clarifying the Nine of Cups in reverse. So understanding that basically a lot of you have to heal from this situation, from different situations. Just like you may go to somebody else's job, another job, and they're training you for a position, but you do have shadow work to do. You still have things that went on in your life before this job. You still need to heal. All these things need to manifest and take place, and I feel like a lot of you are not doing that, or you didn't finish the shadow work. It all goes hand in hand. So like, let's say like you finished the apprentice work, but then some of you have not dealt with the issues that have you bitter. Some things that have you jealous and bent over and going on to another level without really realizing that, okay, I can't ascend with this on me. And I feel like it's a lot of heartbreak and pain maybe behind a relationship that didn't last. Things that didn't go the way you thought they would. Finding out about family members being against you. All those are traumatic experiences that will stop the ascension process because you haven't stopped and dealt with it. You didn't do the dark night of the soul concerning it, And I feel like there's a lot of energy here. I'm even hearing some of you are about to be reprobate, or you're already reprobate, where you feel like whatever you're doing is okay and it's not. So some of you may be looking at other people and wondering why you have not ascended, but it's because of things that you've done prematurely. Like I said, the healing. You've been healing people prematurely, so what does that mean? You're not fully ready to work the gift, and you're already out there. And then some of you are going to take in whatever it is you think you're healing off of somebody else. You may pick up another ailment. You may pick up one of their other ailments. And like I said, it's the whole point of listening to, being attentive to the spirit realm and what they tell you to do. Some of you are trying to heal people that's not purposed to be healed. You have not accessed a proper authority to be able to just go in and heal anybody. Just because you have the gift does not mean you can heal anybody. And then some of you may be blaming people because they didn't see it coming. Let's say you got a tarot reader. Let's say me. You decided to get a reading from me and I didn't pick up on this illness. Well, you contracted this illness through disobedience. They didn't have anything to do with me. All I did was give you the info that you needed, that they gave me to give you. Now, if they tell me not to tell you something, that's another story too. I'm not going to be disobedient just trying to get you to like me or get you to come back. Whether or not you come back is on you. But when you become an enemy of somebody and you start using your gifts for bad, you have to answer for that too. So I feel like this whole thing of using your gifts too early, some of you are falling off the Richter scale. I'm hearing that because of the deceptive energy that you've allowed to come in, to where you have the self-sabotage. That self-indulgence is self-sabotage. It has a lot to do with you thinking you're more than what you are. You're going to be great, and some of you can't wait to be in that position. But just because you're in part way through the training, don't make you in that position yet. A doctor don't get paid if they don't get the degree to be a doctor. It's all the same. You know what I'm saying? If you never come from up under apprenticeship, you will always be an apprentice. And then if you don't finish in a certain time frame, you have to start all over. Because see, there are other thoughts that come in. The whole reprobate is a whole thought. That's a thought of thinking that I'm entitled to something that I'm not. I can do this because I got away with it at the time. But a lot of people don't realize stuff don't come back on you right then. You don't meet your maker or your judge off of right then. It comes later. The Two of Cups was the next thing that came out. This is a soul connection. This is part of your soul contract with the work that you're doing. But you have to realize something, that, it's not enough just to go through. Not enough came out with this. And this is right before the camera cut off, so I'm not really sure. That's why I said I didn't want to go and do a 2-part and all this. Just going to keep it moving because I have about 3 more cards they say are supposed to come out and I need to clarify. I want you to understand that frustrated in this relationship as far as your soul contract is this. You're frustrated because of what? You don't really, I feel like a lot of you don't realize you trespassed. You know, I had talked with a few people before and they basically was talking about how they were doing this and doing that, but they really weren't out of the ascension work yet. You know, when you get out of the ascension work of the process of learning who you are, ascension is not lifetime. When you learn this process of your gifts, your talents, how to make them work, how to make them move, you know, then you keep moving forward. And then it's like, okay, we're done teaching you how to use your gift. Now you realize what the red flags are and when you should use it and when you shouldn't use it. We're still here for you to consult us, but when you get to a point where you don't need to consult anyone because you feel like you're a grand wizard all by yourself, that's when a lot of you get into stagnation. So it's something that you need to check yourself. It says lack of confidence, self-sabotage, fear, ego issues, jealousy. See, some of you want to hurry up and finish because you see other people are finished and you feel like you know more than them. Well, you have 2 different contracts going on anytime you get to comparing yourself to someone else. You are not the same as them. You are not purposed for what they have going on. And then there are issues here that you need to take advantage of. At the bottom of the deck, when we started off, was the 7 of Pentacles. When it first started off in this reading, the 7 of Pentacles, before any cards were pulled, it just let me know that basically a lot of you have the back knowledge. Because see, what's the 7 of Pentacles? You have some back knowledge of one thing and you're about to go start another. A lot of you are starting into a new realm of things, but your back knowledge here, some of it's going to be taken with you, but not all of it, because you've learned a lot of new things. But some of you started a new thing with just a little bit of what you just learned. You know, you were just in dismay, you know, last year around. You've been a year ago. Now all of a sudden you don't finish the ascension process. You just gone on to something else because you feel like you know what all it entails, and you don't. And a lot of you are being contacted by old past lives, and you're thinking you're supposed to embrace this life, and you're not. Some of you are entertaining demons and you're thinking, and you don't even know it because what? You're so self-indulged. The card, they have the 10 of Wands in reverse. The things that you were aspiring for. See, 10 of Wands is not always burdens. You know, sometimes it's just the things that you were aspiring for falling through the cracks. The things that you thought you knew, you really don't know. You know, let's get a clarifier out here. Give me something for the 10 of Wands in reverse. What is it that you want the collective to know? The ascension process can be hard if you kick against the prick, is what they just said. There's no reason to come up against the knowledge that you signed up to say, hey, I'm going to go ahead and do this. And a lot of people, if you're dealing with jealousy, if you are mad at what somebody told you, even with me, if you got a reading from me and you're mad about something that I told you and you didn't tell me, but you just kind of went and started doing witchcraft against me, everything that you're working for is going to be demolished. It's going to fall. Not just me, anybody. If you go in to get help and then you don't like the answer that you got, even if you went into prayer and you just got mad at what they told you, you're going to have problems. Everything that you're working for is going to be demolished and done away with. They say wait till it comes out, so I'm going to wait. But I feel like there's an energy here of deception and disapproval. Something turned over here. And I'm saying disapproval. A lot of you may not like the answers that you're getting, but that's not up to you. Because if you're being disobedient, do you want your children to be disobedient? Mask. So some of you, okay, not showing true feelings, hide, personify, pretend, delude, gaslighting. Okay, so some of you, when you do readings, And I've had people do this to me too. They tell me one thing, but the cards say another. So they'll say, nah, I've already done that, or I'm doing this now, or this is how I do it anyway, and this and this and this. If you really was doing it this way, it wouldn't have came out. Some of you have a mask that you're wearing. And like I said in all my videos, most of them anyway, my channel isn't for everybody. Because everybody's not a work in progress, truly. Some people are really delusional about what they're doing in their life. And this channel is not for everybody. But when you're really trying to figure out what it's going to take to ascend, look, the butterflies at the bottom, relationship, evolving to the next phase, healing, the inner child, growth. When you are really trying to get to the next level and living, and you want to know why you're not progressing, and you know how to repent and go back in and say, hey, you know what, I'm sorry, I shouldn't have never did that. I shouldn't have attacked NeenaRose or whoever you contacted for help, and they gave you a truth. Now, if you attacked a deceiver, now you probably got deceived because you was already on a deceiving spirit. And you got to know that too. Now, if you attack someone because you knew they were deceiving you, but you allowed yourself to get involved in that, that's because you're also putting out a deceiving energy, which is the mask. The mask begets a mask. If you're a real person and you accept reality, you are in your acceptance of, I may have made a mistake, or I'm in my growth. If you are in true acceptance, you will not pull in a mask and fall for it. If you're wearing a mask, you're more susceptible to fall for a mask. Okay, so that's just like my enemies. They may not see me. They may not see me as seeing them. Because see, most enemies, if they feel like they've been caught up, or they realize the light's been shined on them, what they do? They retreat. So when I wear my mask, they fall for it because what? They're wearing a mask. If you are constantly telling people one thing, this and that, but what you're telling them is a lie, if you're telling them it's a lie, then what happens? They're going to fall for it because they came with a lie. So like the spirit realm has had me contacted someone that wears a mask with me. But they think I don't know. But it's not my job to expose the mask. It's my job to act. And if they tell me to say it, I say it. But it doesn't matter here or there. Because when you realize that your growth has nothing to do with me, only thing I'm here to do is shed light on what it is that you're trying to do. And then I keep it moving. But the mask that you wear, you're going to take up accountability with the spirit realm, with your source. And a lot of people are falling victim to their own games. You know, you are talking to people, you telling them that you know how to do this, this, and this, and you really don't. You're really not there to help. You're falling. So the mask here is going to be the downfall of why some people lose what it is they've been working for. The Ten of Wands is not always burden. Something like I say in some decks, and then even in this one, is not a burden. I see it as everything that you work for about to go down the drain because of you're not being real with yourself. You're not being real with what's going on so that you can ascend. The last card here is the Death card. Dealing with Scorpionic energy, the only major arcana that's come out here, because this is the last card that I'm pulling, I feel like there's change and transition that's here. A lot of you are going to have to change. Don't like to hear that either, but saying it one more out. A lot of you are going to have to change during this time, period. You have the Grim Reaper at the bottom of the deck. The relationship is over. No second chances. Grow and transform your life. Now, this is at the bottom of the deck, of the Island Wellness deck. And what came out here? They said one more, huh? Okay, so the first one came out was heartbroken, deeply hurt, sad, separation, breakup, feeling lost, grieving, mourning. So some of you, like I said, are really upset about what has come out. The actual intent. You have Dragonfly, be light-hearted, finding out things, coming to light, adapt, change, heal. That's the same. All this clarifies the death card. Now they say get one card out to clarify the death. I'm going to shuffle here. But I feel like a lot of you are going through some things, and being grateful is really a part of where it is that you need to be. We have the Ace of Swords at the bottom of the deck in reverse. This deceptive energy, I feel like it's self-deception that's trying to take you out. Don't want you to ascend. But at the same time, you are not better than your teacher. Your teacher needs to give you what they need to give you so that you can keep moving forward. Your teacher's not here to be your friend. Your teacher's not here to stay around, and the teacher is supposed to give you what they need to give you and keep it moving. Some of you are trying to judge the teacher. Hidden energy, clarifying the death card. The Eight of Pentacles. Work. This takes work, because you will not make it to where you need to go if you don't change and transform with the dragonfly, and that you don't come up off of your pity party with the heartbroken. A lot of you are heartbroken about not being able to keep up with somebody else. Your journey is not somebody else's. And in this part of the journey, a lot of you fall off. Everybody don't make it past this part. A lot of people don't apologize to the universe, don't pick up the pieces, are not held accountable on their own account, and they fall off. Okay? So, Creator, I come to you and I thank you for the collective. I thank you for a mindset of change. I speak that they understand the disruption in their spirit came from themselves, and that they make the needed adjustments to move forward. The ascension process is not easy, and it doesn't have to be that hard. But I speak that they accept accountability for their actions. Selah. Y'all have a good one. This is your girl, Neena Rose. I hope you enjoyed it. I have a part 2 coming, because there are other parts of this ascension that will keep you from moving forward. Okay? Y'all have a good one. This is your girl, Neena Rose.